name's Nicole.
Hi, my name's Ainsley.
And welcome to the Dope Student Podcast. And today we have a special guest, and also it is Women in Construction Week. So, may you introduce yourself?
I'm Buckley, a union electrician.
Okay, so today we're going to be asking you some questions. So first question is, can you tell us about your experience as a union electrician and how you became involved in the union?
Sure. I started as an electrician in non-union, so just kind of doing residential work with local companies. And through meeting different people in the trades, they told me about the benefits of being in union, not only like the financial benefits, the medical benefits, but also the training that you get and the uniformity of pay. So everybody makes the same rate, and you know what everybody's making, and it kind of makes it a little bit less stressful about, are you working harder than somebody else and getting less money?
All right, second question. What types of projects do you typically work on as a union electrician?
Union electricians mostly do commercial work or industrial work, so a lot of like the buildings down in Center City, like the Comcast Center, stadiums, stuff like that.
How does being part of a union benefit you as an electrician, and what are some of the advantages of union membership?
Being part of the union benefits me a lot. Well, there's the safety aspect of it. Unions are very big on safety and making sure that everybody's doing anything safe and properly trained. You go through a 5-year apprenticeship, which spans everything from like switches to generators to bringing power from the street into the building, parking lot lights, everything. So you get a wide knowledge of electricity. Also, there's the camaraderie that the union brings. So you're all in it together, like you take care of each other, you look after each other as your fellow union brothers or sisters or siblings. Also, being a woman in a union job is really awesome because you get the opportunity at a fair shot at like a middle class life. You get a decent salary, you get proper training, and you get treated with respect.
Can you describe the progresses of becoming a union electrician, including any training or appreciationships that were required?
Sure. So to be a union electrician, you don't need any experience whatsoever. You have to fill out an application. You do have to take a basic kind of aptitude test, like reading comprehension, a little bit of mechanical aptitude, and then you have an interview, and it's all kind of based on that. There are pre-apprenticeship programs in the city that you can use to kind of just get you familiarized with tools, some of the knowledge, or like the terminology, things like that, but they're not required for unions work. Unions really are accessible to anybody.
And how do union electricians work together with other tradespeople on a construction project?
Yeah, you actually have to work with other trades often, especially electrical or like mechanical trades. A lot of the stuff, you're running wires in walls, and there's also plumbing pipes in walls, or you're running wires up in the ceiling, and there's also HVAC equipment. And so you have to have a lot of communication with the other trades to make sure that you're not stepping over each other and make sure that you're respecting each other's space. It's really a teamwork amongst your team, like your fellow electricians that you're working with, and also with the other trades. Because the goal is the same, is to work safe, to produce a solid product that looks good and works well, and to go home every day to your family.
What are some of the challenges that you face as a union electrician, and how do you overcome them?
Challenges I face as a union electrician. The challenges that I face as a union electrician would just be a woman in the trades, which I don't think is just specific to union electricians, but being a woman working in construction, you are the minority, and unfortunately, you have to consistently prove yourself to people every time. So you can have the knowledge and the skills, and whenever you walk on a new job site, you're gonna have to, sadly, prove to people that you know what you're doing, even though you've been doing it for 20 plus years. Some of the other challenges are just again, as a woman in the trade, just be given the opportunity. So you have the skills, you have the leadership, but people often don't think that you can do it. So you just kind of have to consistently prove yourself all the time.
Can you share a success story or a particularly memorable experience from your career as a union electrician?
Sure. So I worked a little bit in San Francisco, California, and I had like the awesome honor of working, helping to build the new Golden State Warriors stadium out there, and that was like really, really cool just to be able to see how it all goes together, to see what the locker rooms look like, to provide the lighting for the owner's suite. After the project was complete, they had like a craftsperson day before the stadium actually opened, or the arena actually opened. And so we can go and you can take like a foul shot from the court. You got to like sample their food. You have to go inside the locker rooms and see like where the players are in some of the suites. It's really awesome.
How do you stay up to date with the latest electrical technologies and techniques, and how does the union support ongoing education and training for its members?
Well, that's another great thing about being with the union is they're always on the forefront of the new things that are happening in electrical, and they offer classes for everybody. So the apprenticeship, you have to take the classes, but what you call a Joni worker is someone that's finished their apprenticeship and has a license. There's classes for them to stay on top of new things, like currently electrical vehicle charging stations is a big thing, wind energy is coming up as a big thing. So they consistently stay on the forefront of what's happening, and then make sure that their members have the classes to learn it.
And how do union electricians advocate for better working conditions, wages, and benefits for themselves and other workers?
So one of the power of being a union is like the power of numbers. So if you're on a job site with a crew of 30 people and somebody's asking you to do something that's not safe, you have that strength of the 29 other people behind you that say, no, this isn't safe. We're not going to move forward until something's done, until either like the power is turned off, or the flooring shored, or like a harness is provided if you're up high. Yeah, it's just the power of numbers.
Last but not least, what advice would you give to a young person who are interested in pursuing a career as a union electrician?
Oh, 100% do it. Even if it's not electrical, being in a union just provides you a foundation to build on to succeed in America. And then just a team behind you that's always looking out for you and has your best interests in mind and willing to show up and support you in all things that happen in life.
Okay, so that's all for today's episode on the Dope Sim podcast. I'll see you guys in another episode. Bye!